Hey there YouTube, this is SJM4306 back with another video. This time it is yet another EKSA product. So I've worked with EKSA for years by now, probably 3 or 4 years, and I'm consistently blown away by the quality of their products with respect to the price. They consistently make products that I think should cost more than they actually do. I'm not asking them to raise their prices, by the way. I'm just saying that I think they definitely provide a very good value, kind of at the low to mid range. So yeah, I was very excited when I found out that I reviewed their StarEngine pair of headphones probably about a year ago or so, and I highly recommended them. They're fantastic. They're a bit chunky, but they were really good. I think I noted in that review, I wish they had Bluetooth. It would be perfect if it just had Bluetooth. And it's like they listened to me. They must have heard me because they added all the other functionality of the original StarEngines, but they added Bluetooth on top of it. So this is exactly what I wanted. So awesome. I'm super excited for this. Yeah, this includes a 2.4 gigahertz dongle. It has the mic, it has everything. You can plug it in over USB-C. It does wired as well. 7.1 surround sound, what they're calling sound bass. And so yeah, they're showing here the trifecta of connectivity. Fantastic. So it's compatible with everything. I mean, why wouldn't it be? PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, PC, laptop. Pretty much every mobile device that has any kind of audio capability or output should work with this. And let's just see. Innovation for gamers, their slogan here. Just recycling information, etc., etc. Here we go. Under 30 milliseconds, ultra low latency. That's almost certainly the wired modes probably, and the if you use the RF dongle. Probably Bluetooth, you're not going to get low latency, but I mean, we'll see. It says they're using dual chambered drivers, so you can see here that that's to increase the bass response and whatnot, and the tightness of the audio, theoretically. We'll see, obviously, what the sound quality is like. All platform compatibility and EKSA DAS Lite RGB. So this has RGB. The original StarEngine, I believe, only had green LEDs. So that's actually really cool that it has RGB, and I'm kind of interested to see if you can control the RGB or if it's just prefixed patterns or colors depending on what mode. But we shall open this, and it's taking a while to open. Oh, I actually never looked on the bottom of the box before we get into it. Any specs that are really important. 50mm speaker drivers, 32 ohms. That's pretty beefy. 105 decibel speaker sensitivity. That's pretty high, honestly. RGB lighting. Bluetooth play mode time is 52 hours. That's insane. 2.4 gigahertz is 45 hours. So you trade a little bit of runtime for having better audio quality. So, and it says if you turn on, I guess those are both with the lights on. Because it says with lights off, 2.4 gigahertz gives you 80 hours, which is insane. And, oh yeah, Bluetooth lights off 100 hours. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's built-in mic here. The specs, I kind of don't really use mics on these devices. I use them for media consumption usually. But it uses a condenser mic. Yeah. Comes with all the cables usually. Comes with a really nice bag. All their devices, all their headphones come with really nice soft velvet bags. So I definitely appreciate that. Their cables that they come with are really high quality too, and that's why this box is kind of heavy, because it includes all the cables. So that is awesome. And oh, they have a quick start guide, which is really cool. How to switch between the 3 different modes, etc., etc. And if you want more information, that's their website. Let's punch in there. There you go. You can actually see text now. We have quite a thick booklet, but it's probably, yeah, multiple languages. What is this? Warning, do not use in a wet environment. Fair enough. So it's not waterproof, obviously. It's a gaming headset, so of course not. These also have a built-in volume wheel, so I love that. And yeah, it has multifunction buttons for controlling it from the headset, obviously, just like all other Bluetooth devices. And how to set it up, how to switch between the modes, how to pair, etc., etc. Yeah. We have our goodie bag. And all their cables are like super high quality. Like, oh my god, this is like really nice, like kind of supple anti-tangle silicone coating. Looks like it's not gold coated, but I mean, that's asking for a bit much. Looks like it's like maybe nickel plated. But the quality of the cord itself is really high. It has a built-in Velcro cord management wrap thingy. And this cord is decently long, I can already tell. I'll stretch it out. This cord's easily over 6 feet long. It's probably about 6 feet long. I'm just shy. I'm like 2 inches shy of, maybe about an inch shy of 6 feet tall. So it is slightly taller than I am. We have the same thing for the USB cable. And also very high quality. Also very purple. Don't know what that means. Usually the color of the tongue inside the USB specifies something about the cord. I don't know what purple means. Blue means like USB 3 high speed. Yellow I think means like a faster charging rate. And I don't know if purple means anything. This is relatively short, but yeah, this is probably only about like 1.5 feet. So not very long, but this is just for charging, obviously. I just realized I totally glossed over this. This USB cable is a USB-C to a headphone jack. So that's how you get your auxiliary in, is it's through the same port that it charges off of. So you can't charge this and use auxiliary at the same time. That's not the way this works. Also, if you lose this cable, you're probably not going to be able to find a USB-C to aux cable super easily. So yeah, don't lose it. We have the mic, which is very nicely articulated. There's like this wire kind of frame bendy thing, and that's how it holds the position, and it does not spring back like at all. It stays exactly where you leave it. That is good. The mic connector is just another 3.5mm jack. It is keyed though, so it'll fit in pretty much one way and click in and not rotate. The mic itself has like a little pop filter, and we can maybe take this off and look. It is just like one of these capsule mics, fair enough. And this sort of fits over. This is a bit how you doing. Obviously this kind of wind guard is not made for that shape, but it works, it fits, and I'm sure it's better than no pop filter. And last but definitely not least, we have the USB wireless, like RF adapter, I believe is what they call it. And this does one of my favorite things in the world. So it has a USB-A, but you can remove it, and it has a USB-C, so I can plug this into my phone if I wanted to do wireless from my phone, but I wanted better audio quality and like lower latency than Bluetooth. I can use this straight into my phone. That is awesome. And yeah, it just plugs in and clicks. Don't know if there's any LEDs to show you like if it's connected or not. I don't see any LEDs. And there's a USB-C port that is a bit recessed. And yeah, it has their like logo, which is like this triangle shape here. That looks pretty cool. Looks like some kind of warning symbol. And yeah, that is their adapter. Do not lose this. And finally, we get to the headphones, which come in this awesome bag. I love these bags. Every single headphone that I've gotten from them has one of these like super soft, nice bags, and these are very useful. I use them, actually. We have the headphones themselves, and these are large, but these are like super supple. Whatever they're using, I don't think this is real leather. It's probably like plastic, like pleather, but it feels super soft. And I've had so the only thing is I've used this exact style of like vegan leather, whatever you want to call it, before, blocks like moisture, so your ears get swampier after a little while. So you're definitely gonna want to let your ears breathe after every hour or so of wearing these. You want to just let your ears breathe a little bit. But really deep cups. My biggest pet peeve is when you wear headphones and your ear actually touches the inside where the speaker is. There's no worries about this. Is quite deep. It's like almost an inch depth. It does make them chunkier, but that's fine, I think. The ear cups do have up and down articulation quite a bit, and then a little bit of wiggle left and right. You can see the slot there isn't exactly like tight around here. So you can wiggle this a little bit left and right. Just enough, I think. Maybe a little more would be appreciated, but that's a decent amount of articulation, honestly. And the headband is nice and thick too, so these are not super heavy. They're not the lightest pair of headphones I've ever held. But it definitely helps having more cushion at the top so that it takes longer for you to feel the weight, basically. We do have some wire going over, and that's how it obviously connects the left and the right side. Yeah, I mean, that might long-term be a weak spot if this breaks due to bending over and over and over again, but we'll have to see that. There is quite a bit of extension on each of the sides. It looks like over an inch. So you get like 2 inches, including both left and right sides. And yeah, and it does it in steps. I'm not going to count, but it's probably like 10 or 15 steps. We have a physical volume wheel. I love this, and it's nice and chunky, and it's exactly where your thumb will go when you put these on and when you go to touch the ear cup. We have a physical mute button for the mic. We have an RGB. Oh, that's the RGB button. It has a little light bulb there. There you go. We have a recessed USB-C port. We have the recessed mic port. And yeah, that is it. Nothing on the other ear cap. And we have, it looks very, very Star Wars Imperial kind of logo thing going on. It looks sort of like a TIE fighter window, which I think is really cool. And it is called StarEngine after all, so it should, by my book, look sort of like a space fighter, space jet sort of thing going on, and they definitely nailed that. You can just about see where the RGB is going to emit from. It's the white areas, and it's the same on the left and right ear caps. So this looks really cool. These are massive, though. I have a dehumidifier running right next to me. I'm going to put these on my head. These should passively isolate very well. They're the other StarEngine that I have. Basically, I put them on, I can barely hear what's around me. So let's put these on for a sec. Okay, so these don't isolate sound nearly as well as I would have thought. I can still definitely hear the dehumidifier running. I think it's a frequency thing. It cuts off the lower frequencies, definitely, but the higher frequencies still make it through. So these are not noise-canceling headphones, and I probably would not use them as noise-canceling headphones, because that's not what they excel at. Anywho, let's see. I guess this bulb button is the power button. Yeah, I can see it lit up here, and yeah, it is doing its RGB color change thing, so that is cool. It's just cycling very smoothly through the colors. It looks very cool. I wonder, can I fix the color? I think it just cycles through. I don't think you get to pick the color. I'll look through the manual, but no, I did get it to stop and fade on one color. Yeah, you double click it to change it. And so, yeah, it looks like you can fade in a solid color, and it'll go through like most primary colors, it looks like. And this is just static now. So it goes RGB color fade, and then fade in singular color. It goes through like 7 colors, it looked like. And then solid single color. It looks bluish, but that was definitely purple to my eyes. My camera's not picking the colors up correctly. And then off. And then we are back to the color fading mode. Yeah, so there's like a good 15 or so different color settings, so I'm sure you'll be able to find whatever effect you want. I'm gonna just turn this off. There we go, and it is off. What I'm gonna do is actually take this to work and use these. I'll get back to you guys on what the sound quality is. I probably won't be able to test the battery life. If the battery life is anywhere close, even if it were only half of what their rating is, 100 hours is too long for me to test realistically within a week or two time. Yeah, I'm gonna use this and let you guys know what my findings are. For me, it'll be probably about 2 weeks. I need to definitely give this some time. For you guys, it'll be about a second. So I'll see you in a sec. Okay, so we're back. It's been well over a month. Apologies to EKSA that this has taken me so long. I was actually pretty ill and had to go to the hospital. And that ended up kind of delaying everything on my personal projects and review videos and stuff. Anyway, I'm all better now. I'm getting back into the swing of things. And these headphones, I will say, they're exactly what I asked for in all my past reviews. So my biggest comment with all the other EKSA headphones that I've reviewed, I appreciate that they have the RF dongle, but I kept asking for Bluetooth. Just add Bluetooth into it. Keep the dongle because I really like the dongle for specific situations, but just add Bluetooth, and they finally listened to me. And so this has everything. This has any kind of connection mode you could possibly want. You could do wired, you can do the RF dongle, you can use Bluetooth. Everything is fantastic. This is exactly like their other StarEngine pair of headphones, pretty much identical as far as I can remember. The only difference is this has RGB, that one was a fixed color, so I would say that that's possibly a benefit. If you don't like the RGB and whatnot, you can actually switch that off. You can have it a solid color, you can have it a breathing single color, or you can just have it in this RGB swirly mode, or you can turn it off completely. I think the biggest problem I have with this pair of headphones is it doesn't remember any settings you set, other than volume control because it's a physical wheel. It'll remember that, but every time I turn this on, it defaults to dongle mode, and I have to double click the mic mute button and put it into Bluetooth mode to use it with Bluetooth. As well as the color, whatever I set. If I generally want the RGB off because it uses up a little bit more battery life. So I prefer having longer battery over flashy RGB lights. So you have to basically double click the power button 8 or 9 times to get to the RGB off mode. And as soon as you shut off the headphones and turn them on, it defaults to this color changing mode. So I kind of don't like that. It's a bit of a hassle to have to reset up the headphones effectively every single time you power them on. I guess if you just leave the headphones on and paired but in standby, that'll get around that, but you're eventually going to have to turn off the headphones and turn them back on again. So that's less than ideal. The volume wheel I absolutely love. It's perfect. It's super nuanced. There's no scratchiness. It's perfectly smooth, the adjustable. It's analog, so it's exactly what you'd expect from that, and it's fantastic. It works perfectly. The power button also doubles to play pause quickly and easily. That has worked with every device that I paired this with over Bluetooth, and it also works over the RF too, so it will pause your audio or your media if you have this hooked up to a computer, so that's fantastic. One thing I wanted to show, if I just plug this into the USB port, there's a hidden LED, and it flashes when it's pairing, and once it's done pairing, it will go solid. And you can see I'm in Bluetooth mode right now, but if I double click this to put this into pairing mode, it paired instantly. You just saw that. It lit up red once, and then it instantly paired. So that's how quick this dongle is. It instantly connects. There's no latency that I can tell. I mean, obviously there is some amount of latency, but we'll just switch this back to Bluetooth and this will disconnect. But yeah, the RF dongle is really good. It works perfectly. It's plug and play. I didn't have to install any drivers on any device. It works with Android as well. If for some reason you don't want to use Bluetooth on a phone or you can't, you could just plug this dongle in, just pull it off the receiver. There's a USB-C port, and this works fantastic. I've also used this with PC. This plugs right in, works. There is a removable mic. I probably would not use this pair of headphones too much for like web meeting calls because they look ridiculously large on my head. And for like meetings that I have at work, we have to have our cameras on. So I don't want to look like a doofus wearing these in like a professional meeting. So I probably would not opt for these. I would opt for like a smaller pair of discrete earbuds for like web meetings and stuff. But if you're using these, the intended purpose of these is not to do web calls. It's for like multiplayer online gaming. So in that case, when you don't really care, I mean, I guess this would work fine. I haven't really used the mic because I never intend to use this in that kind of situation. As for media consumption, I ran these for about like maybe 2 to 3 hours yesterday, fully charged these up. The battery dropped 10%, so that should give you about like 20-ish hours, and I think I was in this RGB flashy mode. So that's not bad. That's actually pretty good longevity on the battery, and like I was listening at decently loud volume. It's not like I had it as quiet as it'd go. And so battery life seems pretty good. Never had a connection issue. It connects straight away and like pretty quickly too. I never had dropouts. So that's really good. The comfort on these, I can wear these for hours. These are actually one of the most comfortable, despite being one of the largest, physically largest pair of headphones I own. These are probably the most comfortable in this size. The clamping pressure is almost perfect for my head. It's secure enough to hold it onto my head without like feeling like they're gonna fall off, but also like usually this kind of pair of headphones, the over-ear kind, I usually can't wear that much longer than about an hour. I get uncomfortable, and these were actually very comfortable. I could probably wear these for like a number of hours. The biggest thing is your ears go inside here, and it kind of does seal pretty well. So you'll get some kind of sweat accumulating, or like it'll feel like kind of muggy and damp. So every once in a while I would have to take these off, not because of comfort, but because I would have to let my ears kind of breathe. For noise cancellation, there is no active noise cancellation. Passively, they muffle noise, but you can still definitely hear. If someone's right next to you, you could still actually have a conversation with these on. And there's a bunch of, grill vent holes all on here. I don't think these are sealed per se. I think these are kind of open back style headphones, I would say. So I would not use these like on an airplane or like in a workplace that has like a lot of background noise, because these are not going to mask really efficiently like any outside noise. They sort of only slightly muffle it. So get these if you're kind of in a quiet office area or if you're just gaming in your room. That's what these are for. These are not made to be noise isolating and definitely not noise canceling. Sound quality, actually really good. Like pretty strong thumpy bass. I did EQ up my audio just a little bit to add a little bit more bass. I like kind of heavy, strong, thumpy bass. But it's pretty balanced. The highs and mids aren't really super obscure. Like they come across pretty flat. The EQ, I would say, like the stock sound signature of these. It has like a decent amount of bass, but not too much, and the mids and highs are well represented. So these actually sound really good. There is like a virtual surround sound mode, and that does separate the sounds a little bit. I just like leaving these in the stock mode. Virtual surround sound kind of stuff sometimes makes the sound sort of more artificial, I guess, because there's like DSP stuff that's doing in the background. I just prefer these, leaving them at the stock sound signature and then EQing it up within my audio player on my Android device. And yeah, and it sounds plenty good enough to me that way. Yeah, absolutely no quality, sound quality wise on these. I think these weren't super expensive too. Definitely under $100. I'll put a little price thing down here, what the current price is. But yeah, these are definitely like affordable, but like these ranked, I think, better than I expected, honestly. These are pretty much exactly the Star engines that I reviewed in the past, but even better because they added Bluetooth and the RGB, I guess, if that's what you want. But yeah, yeah, you can double click to change it. It goes from the RGB swirly to this breathing solid color, and it'll go through red, purple, blue, green, and then red solid, and then purple solid, blue solid, green solid, and then off. So now it's off. This is the lowest power training mode. And then if you double click again, then it'll go into the RGB color fading mode. But yeah, overall, I think these are a very solid pair of earphones. If you are looking for a pair that are comfortable, have like very good battery life, pretty good sound quality, plenty of connection modes. I mean, you can even plug this directly in with USB-C, and it kind of like activates as if it's like a sound card. And so you can have USB auxiliary 3.5 millimeter analog, USB RF, as well as Bluetooth. So there's like 4 different ways you can connect this to your computer, and it's fantastic. I love these pair of headphones. They're pretty massive. I probably wouldn't like walk around out in public with these, but really that's not what they're made for. I will be using these in the comfort of my own home. I probably won't take these to work and use them for like web calls and stuff like that. But if I'm gaming at home and there's not like a lot of ambient noise, these are perfect for that kind of situation where you just want to sit back and like either watch a movie or play some light gaming or something like that. These are comfortable enough, have like decent battery life, way more connection options available than like most headphones in this price bracket. So yeah, anywho, once again, huge thanks to EKSA for sending this in and for actually like taking feedback, because I feel like a lot of companies that ask me to do reviews don't necessarily listen to my criticisms, but it does seem like EKSA has been inching towards, whether coincidentally or they actually are listening to me, they are kind of going in the direction that I want them to go in, which is add more connection capabilities, don't really drastically increase your price, and they are pretty much comfort is king with EKSA. I found like I haven't found a single one of their headphones that were uncomfortable to wear, which is saying a lot because I've tried a lot of headphones and like a good number of them just get super uncomfortable after like half an hour. And I've never had that issue with any of their headphones, and their pricing is actually very good for what you get. If you're younger, I would probably suggest like the E900 series. I believe the E900 Pro are very similar to these, just physically smaller. I would suggest younger people get that. If you have a big head or you're a little older, these will fit just fine and will be super comfortable to boot. So anywho, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.